RFG. I hope you're having a good evening. I'm checking in, trying out Facebook Live for the first time, so forgive me if I make a bunch of mistakes and can't do anything to fix it.
Flip the camera. You're sideways.
Oh, I've been told the camera was sideways, so I don't know if it'll get fixed, but we're going to try. Basically, if anybody saw my post from earlier on my personal page, I saw Annihilation tonight, and I just got back a short while ago, and I wanted to go ahead and share my initial thoughts on it and everything. I was the only member of the RFG team that was able to see it this evening, so it's basically a solo video from me in terms of the regular team. They're seeing it Saturday, I'm pretty sure they said, so then we'll get into a full-on spoiler talk kind of review coming at you at the end of the weekend, or actually it'll probably be out on Monday because we record at the end of the weekend and then put things out on Monday. So we got that coming out soon, so keep your eyes peeled for that. But in the meantime, I wanted to, like I said, share my initial thoughts, and also I didn't go alone. I had another close person to me went with me, and together we're gonna share our initial thoughts. So not one of the initial founders of RFG, but definitely an honorary member and someone we're definitely going to include in everything.
I'm just a frequent guest.
Yeah. So I have Kelsey with
Hi,
me today,
guys.
So, did you want to say anything right now, or do we just want to jump right into it?
I'm Kelsey, in case nobody knows me. I'm Kelsey. We went and saw Annihilation. This is a non-spoilers thing, right?
Oh yeah,
We're
no
just doing
spoilers.
First
thoughts.
First thoughts?
Yeah, just came out today. Pretty sure we probably saw the first showing you can see on the West Coast. So we're definitely not gonna get into any real details like that.
Yeah.
So
I liked it overall. I think it was good. It's unique. I've never seen anything like it. It's a good combo of mystery and kind of horror at the same time, and not really horror, but a little bit maybe more thriller. Thriller is probably better than
there's
horror.
some elements to that, but I get what you're saying. Yeah.
So it's a good blend. We seriously just got back from it, so my mind it's still processing things a little bit because it's out there. It's out there. It's good. It's just out there. So yeah, what about you? What first thoughts? Did you like it overall?
Yeah, overall I liked it. If you guys have paid any sort of attention, I mean, I know we only got 3 things out there right now, but I think it's come up this is the 4th thing I've recorded, and I think it's come out at least 2 of the times. Sci-fi is big for me. Sci-fi is my favorite genre. So again, it's I'm always in, and it doesn't take a whole lot for me to still enjoy it, and it doesn't take how's the right thing to say it? It takes a lot for it to really just completely throw it off for me. I don't really think either of those situations applied, and this time it's very, as Kelsey said, unique. It's original. Makes me interested in the source material. I want to kind of go find the book, even though I'm not known for reading.
He doesn't read. I tease him all the time. Can you even read? You must be illiterate. Because I'm a big reader. I love to read.
Yeah. So, it means something if I enjoy it enough to be you know what, I kind of want to go read it and see what the differences were and everything like that.
It does. Since we've started dating / married, I'm pretty sure I've seen him finish. He claims to have finished more, but I think I've seen him finish and actually sit down and read all one, because he says he's finished other ones, right? But at the same time, I feel he didn't enjoy them as much, so he probably skimmed through things, probably not realizing it. But you know how your eyes just kind of glaze over sometimes, and you're how the hell did we get here? But here we are. That's what I feel happened. The only one I can think that you actually read and enjoyed was the something Krypton.
You really just gonna put all my dirty laundry out there like that? Just
sorry,
put me on blast?
Sorry.
I mean, I don't know how many people are paying attention, but really. Anyways, so yeah, I mean, I've read more than what she said, but I don't.
It's true. I'm exaggerating.
I'm not a big reader. That's
the point
for sure.
The point is that if it makes him want to be yeah, I want to read the book, it's significant.
It says something.
That's
for sure.
the point.
My what was to say? I guess not my initial thought, but like a thought that happened pretty early on that was a big deal to me, or like made an impression with me, is I don't think I've seen a movie in this genre that was as female centric and led
Oh
before.
yeah.
So like
Hands down, all
yeah,
the leads
the
are.
top five leads are all women, and so that and like the just the overall male presence. I think there's only like really in the whole movie there's only like three other characters,
I was
and
gonna
they
say, I
happen
think,
to be men.
yeah.
But that's basically all that's really
Yeah.
shown and have speaking lines.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool to just have a story told that way. So that was one of
Right.
like the first big impressions that I noticed. But other than that, like I was really impressed by it, just like right off the bat the movie really like jumps in, and not in a way like it's just in the middle of the story, but just it.
It
I've
sets
read
you
that
up
like
right away.
yeah, I've read that when you're trying to write screenplays and everything, you want to draw people in from like first line and everything like
Right,
that.
right.
And this movie accomplished that without being like big bombastic or anything like that. You get put into the situation right away.
Yeah, it does. It starts, like he says, it starts immediately, and not in an over the top kind of way, but it does. It sets it up like, all right, like I know what's happening, but I know it has something to do with this. Like that's kind of what it is.
Yeah.
But because sometimes like mystery / thrillers and things like that, you're kind of like thrown in at the end or at the middle, and you're like, what is happening? I have no idea what's going on. And then at the end, everything makes sense. Still a bit of that in this, but at the same time, I know where we're going ish, or at least I think I do. It was good. I think the only couple like drawbacks I had is a couple of things are.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Sorry.
I was gonna ask what we liked and then what we didn't like. So
Oh,
we
I
have a
didn't know
little
if
bit
we were
more
doing
structure.
like. Well, some of my things are super specific, and I don't want to say them.
Oh, okay.
But you
Well,
can start, and then let
all
me
right,
see if
all
I have
right.
anything to jump off of.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I'll do that. First off, just going off of what you were saying, I wanted to touch on it. Like as she was saying, like there is a little bit of, well, more than a little bit. There's a non-linear aspect to it for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's not so much as with like other films at times where you might feel like totally lost.
Yeah.
Like I can see like if there's a casual moviegoer that just likes to check out what's out and see something here and there. It's non-linear enough to possibly be kind of hard to follow, but for someone that sees movies regularly and different types of movies and has seen that kind of format before, it's not overwhelming or anything like that.
No, it's not.
So,
It's not, like I said, it's not bad. It
Yeah.
doesn't throw you off. It's not over the top or anything like that.
yeah, so that was something I wanted to touch on real quick.
Yeah.
But okay, then without getting super specific or anything, and you don't have to name multiple things either. Just what's something you liked about it?
You start, because like I said,
Oh,
mine are
my bad.
specific.
Okay,
Mine are
I'm sorry, I
specific.
forgot.
No, it's good.
Let's
Let's give me
see.
time to brainstorm.
So for me, one thing I already mentioned, it was pretty cool to see just a female-led story like that.
Yeah, that was cool.
I enjoyed seeing that,
Yeah.
and it was pleasantly surprised because from the marketing, I just personally, I didn't watch a lot of the trailers, but I feel like I couldn't tell that there wasn't a full-on expedition. I kind of had the impression that they probably had some sort of military escort involved and everything
Yeah.
like that. So that was cool to get that kind of surprise with it.
Yeah.
Next, other than that, like I said before, I'm a sci-fi fan, and so just the fact that it was a sci-fi movie that was leaning in towards there being a mystery to uncover, that specifically, that's what excites me and what I like to see the most. Like I like sci-fi across the board, but when we get some some more mystery elements to it, like a good example I can give is so this film was directed by Alex Garland. He directed Ex Machina that came out I want to say couple years, maybe 3 years.
3 years
ago.
ago?
Now.
That
And
was a good movie.
I think Alicia Vikander won either Best Actress or Best Supporting Actress.
I don't think she
for a role
won
in
for that, did
You know?
she?
Maybe it wasn't. Maybe I could be completely
You know
wrong.
what? I am not the person to ask. I have no idea what's going on. For
If
majority of these
anybody's
things.
watching, I'm not sure if anybody is, then that's fine. But if anybody is, you want to
Still, throw it down in the
something
comments later.
Yeah.
Throw it in the comments later.
If you watch it later, yeah, throw it in the comments. Tell me if we're both wrong or not. Whatever. anyways, that if you've seen Ex Machina, you know there's not really as much of a mystery element to that. It's
Yeah.
just a standard given story and everything. So I enjoyed this one more than Ex Machina,
Did you
given
really?
given
Because
the whole I just
sci-fi
like
mysteryness?
that's my element. That's my
Yeah,
favorite
that
kind
is.
of thing to watch
That is your
besides
element.
besides action and specifically kind of comic book action.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So yeah, for me personally, without really starting to get into details and everything like that, those were the those are two things I really liked about it, and that I could get a vibe of right away. Basically, I'd say this is probably the most I enjoyed a sci-fi movie, and like the best done I probably think since probably Arrival was the last one that was this well done and that I enjoyed the most.
I can get behind
That's what I would
that,
say.
I think. I really enjoy sci-fi too. I think I'm a bit more picky. And I think I'm a little bit more the logic driven brainness. Like I said, he likes just like the sci-fi, like the world, like it's sci-fi stuff doesn't have to make sense. And that's kind of how he feels, and I'm there to a certain extent, but for me when things like don't make sense at all, it'll kind of that's I'm not on board, so then kind of like takes away. I didn't really feel any of that in this though. I do like the world. I think they did a good job setting up because it's kind of a separate world-ish thing, I guess, and so they did a good job setting it up, and so you like get to know the world, but at the same time it balances like, hey, we're introducing you, you get to know it, and then also like, but you still don't know what's going on. So that's a good balance between the two, where you still get to see all of these things, but at the same time it still definitely is a mystery-ish driven thing throughout the end. So that's cool. I'm trying to think. All of my things I think are like more specific, so I don't want to say anything. Overall, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. And then for cons for me, the only cons I can think of is a couple of things not necessarily off the top, but there's a couple of things that were pretty predictable for me. And so I was able just to be like, oh, that's how that's gonna go. That's how that's gonna go. That's how that's gonna go.
You're just really geared that way. Like,
I am.
In general, though.
That's how I watch movies. I don't mean to be critical and stuff, or like try to figure out the ending. It's just what happens.
It just comes naturally to her.
But at the same time, sometimes I'm able to figure something out, and then I'm like, I don't even know why I'm here. Like, why am I watching this movie? It's done. Like that one movie that I don't even want to watch anymore because I'm like, is that the person?
What was it?
Devil or Elevator?
Oh
or...
yeah, it was a Devil. Like that. This is like probably at least
Old.
10 years old or whatever like that, and neither of us had seen it.
But we were like, hey, maybe it's on Netflix or something, right?
And so we watched the trailer, and she was like, that's my prediction. So I went and checked on like Wikipedia. I was like, yeah, you nailed it.
So then at that point, when it's the prediction, like, oh, that person's gonna be the devil, I'm like, well, I don't need to see this anymore. Like, why? No, let's watch something else for like 2 hours of my life. So sometimes there's predictions that I can make, and then it kind of ruins it, where I'm like, why am I here? But here, I made predictions, or like things were kind of predictable for me, but it didn't detract that much from the story for me, where I'm like, dang, now it's ruined. Like, I've seen this coming. I'm wasting my life. So that was good, because sometimes that happens to me. That always sucks when that happens. But it was good, because yes, I was able to see some things. I'm like, oh, I think that's the way that's going to go. But it doesn't detract from it, because everything else is so crazy and unique, and it's all happening. So yes, that was basically like my only con,
I think I only got one as well. I'm trying to figure out how to preface it. So,
oh, I'm sorry.
I'm not someone that has a real issue with like unanswered questions. Like, the only time it really like will bug me is if we have a movie and then we have a sequel, and then the first movie really sets up questions and hints at them going to be answered in the follow-up, and then they're really not addressed at all.
Are you thinking Prometheus and Covenant?
Yeah. I was about to do the little cough thing, but yeah, she said it just plain simple. Yeah. So, like, that's really the only time where I'm like, I'm kind of pissed off that we didn't get answers. That's generally how I am. Like, it's just a one-off movie. I'm okay for the most part, as long as it still makes sense.
Right.
Now this movie Annihilation, it like I will say this, by the very last frame ending on the film, my concern and my not even frustration, but my just like maybe slight annoyance was put to bed.
Slight annoyance.
But there was a stretch of like leading into the end, so like I'd say probably half of the third act or so, where I was just wanting more. Like I was still on board, I was still engaged, but just definitely not feeling like I was getting enough.
Yeah.
And like I said, the ending does enough to where I walk out. I enjoyed it. I don't have any problem with it, anything like that.
But I think you know what you're talking about without getting into specifics.
Yeah.
There's a couple things where I'm like, is that it? And that's all I'm gonna say about that.
Yeah. So there's I wouldn't have mind if we kind of leaned into some of the bigger questions. Yeah, some of the bigger questions that were posed in it. But the way it was wrapped up as it did, I'm satisfied. I'm good with it. So, what would you say?
Gabe.
Hey, what's up, Gabe? I think we got 2 on right now, so that's cool.
I think it was just me.
Okay, so.
My bad. I kind of got distracted. And I was like watching us on my phone, even though we're here.
Okay.
Anyway, sorry, I got distracted now.
All right, so Gabe's at the tail end here, so well, you're here for the score. What would you give it?
Oh, we're giving scores?
I was going to, if you're not ready.
Okay.
I was gonna go out of 5.
Okay, I'm gonna go 3.75. There you go.
Okay, you got really, specific on it.
Well,
okay.
here's the thing. Okay, so
I
I
didn't
don't.
think about 0.25
I think the
and
only
everything.
thing that I'd give a 5, and I don't think it's. Oh no. Okay, I'd probably give like 2 like sci-fi type things a 5, and that's probably Interstellar and Arrival.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, this wasn't at that level. It was almost a 4. I think there were a couple of things where I was like, eh. So that's why I'm not saying it's 4. Why are you saying sorry?
I don't know. You don't have to stop for it.
Oh, I'm just used to doing this.
Oh,
Because
okay.
then we can just chat, and then it's fine.
Well, I mean, the only thing is, like, I was going to go put this on, like, YouTube later and everything
Then
like that
people
with the
can
channel.
see stuff. Just got out of every day. I don't know things, so if
I
that
might have.
actually means something, like if it's some type of like.
No, I think that's a movie.
phrase,
I want to say that's
Oh.
a movie that's been released. I just
that makes sense. Was it good? Was it good? And then anyway, so so I think it wasn't quite a 4 for me, but I think it's definitely more than like a 3.5. So I'm gonna go 3.75 because it's almost 1 point below Interstellar and Arrival, which were like my favorite things. So yes, your turn for a score.
All right. Like I
do
said,
this, you can do
okay.
that.
Like I said, I'm a
Every
big.
Day is a movie.
Yeah. Well, I figured he wasn't just making something up.
Well, I didn't
just...
think that.
Okay.
Give your score.
All right. So for me, like I said, I'm a big sci-fi fan. So you don't have to do a whole lot amazing to. What?
Oh, I'm just sorry. I said because it's the I saw like a trailer for it. This is the one where like the person like changes bodies all the time, and like she falls, he falls, someone falls in love with somebody who changes bodies all the time. Do you remember seeing a trailer for that?
No.
Anyway, I was like, that's interesting. It's also based off a book. Anyway,
I never even heard of
hopefully
it.
it was good, Gabe.
No, hey Gabe, go ahead and make a post on the RFG page if you're good for it, and say what you thought about it, and then I didn't even realize it, so I'll have to put it on the list and try to find some time to check it out within the next week or so. So
I was just about to say, everybody be aware, there's teen drinking in the film.
thank you for.
So that's the only thing I was thinking. I don't know.
Parental advisory,
Sorry.
like guidance
Sorry.
there. Way to be on top of it.
Did you give your score? My bad.
No, you keep like kind
I'm
of going on with
sorry.
stuff. But yeah, all right. Back to.
Alright,
So for me, I would say. Oh, okay. I was in the middle of a thought. That's right. I'm a big sci-fi fan. He doesn't have to do anything perfect for it. So given that, and I don't really like to do. I don't go down to 0.25s or anything like that. That's for sure.
Oh, excuse
Maybe
me.
I will start to like here on out. But for me, I'm gonna say. Since you introduced it, now I kind of want to go with that because I
Right.
feel like a 4 is a little high,
Right?
but I still enjoyed it a lot. I have to reestablish my scale because I might have like given past things a little bit too high of a score. I'm gonna because of that, because I gave a certain other sci-fi movie that came on to Netflix, I guess a retroactively kind of high score. I'm gonna give this one too a higher score for that sake, and I'm gonna go with a 4 because I really did enjoy it. I enjoyed basically every aspect of it.
You're not ruining anything.
You're really not. Well, I mean,
I like it. This is how I roll. I work with the conversations, but it's easier for me to pick up my thoughts back than I think it is for you. Once distracted, you're just distracted.
I guess probably.
Yeah.
But so yeah, for me, I would say probably a 4. I'm a big sci-fi fan. So you gave it 3.75.
Yes, because I don't think it's quite a 4, but it's more than a 3.5. So here we are.
Huge difference there.
It's a little different. It's a little different.
But anyways, I think that's about all we have for you at this time, guys. Like I said, if you check the page, we should be posting, links to our, next episode of the weekly podcast where we're gonna go over this and game night in full detail. And if we all have time, we'll probably touch on Mute that's coming to Netflix from Duncan Jones. I believe that comes tomorrow too. I haven't seen the trailer, but I'm pretty sure that's another sci-fi too. So it could be a pretty good weekend for me potentially. And I'll probably get another Black Panther showing in there somehow if I can pull it off. But check the page for more stuff coming out. Check my page because I'll always repost stuff from there on my personal page. I hope you guys having a great evening, and go out and go see some movies. Let me know what you saw. Definitely go see this movie if you're a sci-fi fan, and even if you're a more casual fan that wants to start branching out and seeing other things, I recommend this. This is very well done, very unique, very different vision. It'd be a good thing to kind of branch out with. Yeah. And I know if you've seen in the other videos, it's kind of funny to hear me saying this because I haven't seen a lot of classics. But, like I said, I'm a complex individual. So, take that as you will. Yeah. Anyways, you guys have a good rest of your night. And let us know what you're watching.
Okay, bye, guys.
See ya.